Hello all, this is Barbara Mann from Your Empowered You, and welcome to our video of well-deserved praise goes a long way. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the power of appreciation, the power of recognition, and why it's so important. What are some of those benefits? What are the different types of recognition? And then finally, we're going to talk about the frequency. How often should you provide that recognition and appreciation? So when I am talking about the benefits of recognizing others, this isn't just about leaders providing recognition for their team. This is also about peer-to-peer recognition from, say, one person in a department to another person in a department or within the own team. This is really about just recognizing everybody in the organization. So what are some of those benefits? You really feel appreciated. Obviously, when you're recognizing others, you have this immense feeling of appreciation. You know that you've gone above and beyond, that you know that people got your back, they're seeing you, they're appreciating you, they're recognizing you, and it really helps to strengthen those working relationships, whether it's between an individual contributor and their manager, an individual contributor and their team member, but it really helps strengthen working relationships. When you feel appreciated, think about how powerful and thick those working relationships become, and it builds that trust. When you trust your team and you trust your manager, that's when the magic happens. You become more open to providing feedback because you feel like it's safe, it's trusted. I'm going to be appreciated for great ideas or feedback, whether it's incorporated or not. You just feel more open, like your voice is heard. And you work even harder to meet and exceed expectations, to provide great service, to be more engaged at work. So that great internal service that is the customer service amongst the coworkers, amongst the management, that great internal service will always translate to great external customer service. So the happier we are at work, the more appreciated that we feel, it always translates into great external service with the outside customer. That's important, obviously, for the business. But it also, the benefits of recognizing others and that appreciation, you really embrace challenges better. Because again, that working relationship is thick, that trust is there, the appreciation's there. You embrace those challenges better. So when things get tough, and you have that environment of, again, appreciation, of acknowledgement, of recognition, you'll embrace that challenge better because you'll trust the management, the coworkers, that you can get through anything. Creates that really thick team environment. You become more engaged, so you take on more projects, or you seek out additional engagement opportunities such as volunteer groups. But again, it's feeding itself because you know that you're going to be acknowledged and recognized for going above and beyond. When you do this, it creates that really positive culture. Hopefully we've all experienced that in our workplace environments at one time or another. But think about those environments where they're very, the management appreciates you, they recognize you, your team members recognize you. It really creates that sort of positive culture that keeps feeding itself, and it's fantastic to be in those types of environments. But as we recognize others, not only does it make the person who's receiving the acknowledgement feel good, it makes others feel good. So if a manager, say, is recognizing so-and-so in a group setting, it just doesn't make that person feel good. It makes everybody feel good. So whoever's listening makes them feel good as well. And obviously it makes the person who's delivering the appreciation feel good. So it's just a feel-good fest. There's so many benefits. It's a win-win-win-win type of delivery. So can't stress that enough. So various types of praise. We obviously have forums where we have large groups. So I used to have, my office meetings once a month, and we would acknowledge people for exceeding expectations for, a metric, or maybe we had a great audit and some people really knocked it out of the ballpark. We obviously wanted to acknowledge those people. So those were sort of once a month regular settings where we acknowledge people for their great efforts in terms of a metric setting. But we also wanted to recognize people for above and beyond, for maybe volunteer efforts or helping out a customer things of that nature. So these types of recognitions aren't always obviously about metrics. They're also about above and beyond. So they got a great result. Maybe they had a great improvement idea, that helped the organization. Maybe they really exceeded in some sort of volunteer effort and put a little project together that helped the organization. Maybe they helped mentor another person. And some of these things can also be translated in terms of recognition in little team meetings. It's great to be acknowledged in team meetings and not just large once-a-month meetings, but maybe you have team meetings daily or once a week, whatever the case may be. But acknowledging people in those smaller settings is very, very powerful because they're more frequent. And then your coworkers obviously will be involved in that. Your team members will be involved in that. And then it just starts, feeding itself. Obviously, some of the most powerful praise and acknowledgement and recognition is just on the fly. So it could be someone is passing you in the hallway and you say, hey, nice job. That was fantastic. That was a great job on that. You're in the lunchroom and you praise someone. You pop into their workspace. So these are more like on the fly, just a small conversation on, just acknowledging someone. Hey, nice job on that. I heard that, or I saw that. That was fantastic. I just wanted to let you know. I thought that was great. Give him a call. Maybe you're not in the same office and you give him a call just to say, hey, fantastic job. That was good work. These go a long way. Now, you can email people too. So, if you're a leader or coworker, but email, I think that's the last resort. I'm big into hearing someone. You can see their inflections, and if you be in person, that's the best, obviously, because you can really feel that emotion. People give off a vibration, and when you feel that sort of positive, genuine energy of praise, it makes you feel good. And email's fine. It's just, again, you can't really get that sort of as much emotion as, say, verbal or in-person type of discussion. So let's talk about the frequency. How often should you give praise and recognition for a job well done? As often as possible, obviously, right? As often as possible. However, I want to stress a couple of things. So you always want to make sure that your recognition, and this is important, your recognition is always, always genuine and always, always well-deserved. Because if it's not genuine and it's not well-deserved, it just becomes noise and people will roll their eyes and think, oh gosh, so-and-so, that doesn't mean anything. They're just saying that, they don't listen to it. You want your praise and recognition to be listened to, because the feeling that you want is that someone went above and beyond. They know they went above and beyond, and you are acknowledging them. It's powerful. It's creating this great energy where they want to continue to go above and beyond and to really be part of a great organization and to collaborate and to feel that they are in a trusted environment to provide these great suggestions and go above and beyond and create that great external service. And if it's not genuine and it's not, say, well-deserved, going above and beyond, it becomes noise and people don't listen to it. And so even though I say as often as possible, that's great, but make sure, again, it's genuine and well-deserved. Okay? Very important. When you have those two, hey, give it as much as possible. I've seen some leaders, think like, well, I don't want to give too much praise, because maybe they'll slack off. No, they'll slack off if it isn't well-deserved. But they're not going to slack off if it's well-deserved and you keep praising them. They're going to keep going above and beyond. So let's wrap this up in a bow. So providing that recognition, providing that praise, providing that appreciation, numerous benefits to the organization. The person receiving feels good. The people listening feel fantastic. When someone's smiling and they're being rewarded, it makes others feel good. It makes the person delivering it feel good. Builds those better relationships, and it creates a very, very powerful culture that everybody wants to be a part of. You got teamwork, you got collaboration, you have trust, which translates into engagement, empowerment, productivity, great service. There's so many benefits. You can provide recognition and acknowledgement in large groups, And you can do it on the fly in very informal type of settings where see people are passing by and literally it's just a pass by, hey, great job on that, and you keep going, right? So it doesn't have to be on a very scheduled basis. In fact, those informal ones are almost more powerful than, say, a large group setting. And we talked about providing recognition and praise as often as possible, but make sure that it's well-deserved and genuine, and that it doesn't become noise. Well-deserved and very genuine. So I hope you've enjoyed our video on how well-deserved praise goes a very long way. And to listen to more resources or to schedule a session with me, please visit my website at www.yourimpoweredyou.com. You can email me at bman@yourimpoweredyou.com or feel free to give me a call at 916-633-2555. And I thank you very much and have a very empowered day.